Hi, you guys.
Welcome back. Hey. Welcome back to Mommy Evie's podcast. Okay. This is the babies edition. Say hi. You gonna sing, Mama? Look at my pumpkin. She finally got some ponytails. I had one in the back, but she
Um,
took it out earlier today. All right, you see your girl got lashes on again. You know, every time I wear lashes, I be feeling like the dragon off of Shrek. I be feeling like I'm the dragon. Yeah. Every time I wear not glasses. Every time I wear eyelashes, I feel like it just gives the dragon. Okay, it gives T.S. Madison. Like, am I?
am I giving that? That's how I feel. That's how I look. I just let me get you closer so y'all can see. Okay, but I've been sweating, so my makeup is a little patchy. Because we was running errands earlier today, but I just want some thinner. I'm just looking for some thinner lashes. Um, Like I want them thin, but I want them wispy like this. It may be a little shorter. So I'm still like playing with eyelashes and ordering and seeing what looks good on me, what doesn't, so on and so forth.
Hold on, let me feed the baby. Come on, Bubba. So we have covered a lot of things um, so far.
Like I have been really just attacking you with with big topics on our finances, right? Our dating decisions. And so I hope that you what you're realizing is the power of choice that you have as a mother, you as a mom, you as a parent, right? Regardless of, of your gender and your parenting situation, it's the power of choice. Everybody in this situation got to choose. We all just chose, maybe chose something different, maybe chose the same thing. I don't know, right? But at the end of the day, we all made a choice. We were adults and made a choice. You made a choice to sleep with that man. He made a choice to sleep with you. You made a choice to allow him not to use protection. He made a choice not to use it, not to buy it, not to bring it out. Okay? He made the choice to ejaculate inside of you instead of in other places. Okay? Because we all know how to pull out. We all know all the things, especially mine, because he paused and asked me where to do it. Okay. And in that moment, we both made the choice of procreation. We could make as many excuses as we want to make. At the end of the day, we both made a choice. We both have to be accountable for our actions. However, we cannot control, we cannot force another person to step up to the plate. I can't force him to make the right decisions. He cannot force me to make the right decisions. We cannot force each other to make the choices that we make for our own personal lives. The intent behind the action is beyond our control. All we can control is ourselves, right? And so that's why the topic is of self. I don't usually talk about the other parent because this is not about the other parent. This is about you. You can't speak for them. You can't make them do any this, that, and the third. All you can do is try to make excuses and use them as an excuse, right? For the decisions that you choose to make. Um, So, in our child sector, while we are still going down the timeline of where we all are in our stages of development and things of that nature, we're still going through and working through Erickson, right? I think I have a couple more stages to address and to point out with you. But before we get back into Erickson, I want to take the time out for this episode to talk about parenting styles, right? And so we talked about finances. We talked about your dating life, your regular life. We talked about you making the choice of giving up versus pursuing your dreams, right? What was I about to say? I had to pause for a second. All of these things are contributing factors to your ultimate decision on what type of parent you're going to be, what type of style of parenting you're going to use, right? Your financial situation, your social, where you how the work that you have done for yourself and the way that life had opened doors for you, right? How life has steered you towards your socioeconomic status. What was I about to that determines the type of parenting you need to be, right? Where you place yourself in your socioeconomic, where your children's socioeconomic background is going to be is really contingent upon you and the choices that you have made your life up until parenthood, right? And continuing on in parenthood. So we went through all of those things. And so I just wanted to make this video. Sorry, y'all. um, I wanted to look up something that was in my brain and then I forgot what it was. I'm so mad. I threw myself off. Um, I was looking at attachment. No, not attachment. Oh, ACEs. Okay, so let's get into it. So before we get all into the different types of parenting styles, I just want to set it up, right? So like I said, I had went ham on y'all about finances. Okay. I I left it I left it to you, right? I mean I left I was not playing with you. And I'm still not playing with you, right? I'm not playing with me. As much as I play a lot. I play too much. But I'm not playing with me. You feel me? I'm sorry. Every time I get to the children and the parenting, I'm sorry, y'all. I'm just so ready and tired of these lashes. But I do look so bald. So it's a it's a conflict of interest. Lilac, baby, stop. Yeah. I don't know where my other. Stop it. Don't touch it.
Look, you see, like it just. Is I ready to take them off? Okay. Hey, don't touch this no more. You don't touch it. It's not your toy. Mommy is doing something. Thank you. Okay, I can't. I just can't. It's just me. Okay, I gotta get to the point. I really want to wash my face. I want everything off me. I'm just so sweaty. It's just like, oh my god. Oh my god. Oh, oh that feels so good. Ooh. Yeah, like I gotta be in a house if I'm gonna wear makeup. Or it has to be like a winter thing because summer is too sticky. Like I just feel like, ooh, it is too sticky, and it don't look good. It doesn't have this look consistency. I really just don't like the way it looks in general. But I do like, and I didn't even put that much on. Like I literally spot it. Like I was just like, like it's like right here, but this is where I be sweating, and so. Whew. Don't touch this no more. Okay. All right. We just want to be a beauty queen, and then we be so, twist and turvy about how we gonna be as these new women that we are, but we still making the same damn dumbass mistakes. And it's just like, girl, what do we do? And I want to preface this by just starting off by saying, I've been thinking about a lot of my own mama, and I don't understand. She just woke up from a nap. I don't know if she's still hungry. She's probably still sleepy. Okay. So I've been thinking a lot about my own mom, right? And we are in this really weird energy. We're in the weird energy. I think all three of us, all three generations, four generations. We'll include my grandma, right? All four of us is in this really big transformative energy. We all are going through this transitions in our lives that's very major, is very different than what we've been accustomed to for the at least the last 30 years, right? And I just said 30 years just for how long I've been here. And so within these last few years, my grandma is in this energy where she is transitioning to out of life. She's going home to glory, okay? She's heading to the upper room. All right. I am literally watching her go inches day after day closer and closer to death. All right. All we doing is just waiting for the moment that she dies. Okay. Whether everybody wants to accept it or not. Everybody calls me the dark one in the family. All right. No pun intended. But I just have a dark sense of humor. I'm very dark and morbid in thinking of death. I'm very accepting and casual about death in the ways that other people aren't. And maybe that's just because I've been a therapist. Death is just death at this point for me, right? Death is just death. Ooh, that's cool. That's a mommy too. Mm-mm. You put it on here, but you don't put it in your mouth. There you go. Okay. So, yeah, my grandma, she heading to the upper room.
Okay, whether they wanted, they would be mad at me for saying something like that. I'm not saying she's sickly and things like that. No, it's just the reality. She 80, she 88, what, 87, 88. I don't know. She's one of them. She 50 years older than me. Okay, what am I? 33? What was I thinking last night? I was like, how old am I? I don't know my age. I was like, what the fuck? How old am I? And I was really trying to think about it. I was like, okay, I think I got pregnant at 32. And then I was like, did I get pregnant at 31 or 32? And I was like, which one was it? And I was like, okay, I got pregnant at 32. And I had the baby around 33. So yeah, I'm turning 34. I'm still 33. I'm turning 34. Okay. And so yeah, so what's that? Why was I counting? Okay, I'm 33, 50 years, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, that's it. She was 83, 83, 84.
Why does it feel like she's older than that? She's been around a long time. She's been around a long time, okay? But she's 84. She's where else is she gonna go but towards death? Okay, grandma gone. I know, I'm sorry. Grandma gone. Some of y'all's is already gone. Sorry, baby. Here, baby. All right, mine's her appetite
Decreasing and things like that. Like her life, her body and everything like that is changing. She's not as mobile. She's not as functioning. She's not all the things. She's going through the typical decline. The typical decline of of life. My mom, on the other hand, is heading towards 60, right? She is an empty nester. She's getting ready to transition into full elderly, right? Like she's heading towards her retirement age. She can, if she wanted to, she could retire. She could sit down. Well, she can't, but if she wanted to, she could, right? Um, it would have to take me to be able for her to retire, and she can once I get to a certain part. I would absolutely support her retirement. Absolutely, 1,000% will support her retirement, but I will have her in a convalescent home when it's time for her to be taken care of in that manner. But as far as early retirement, she just want to sit at home and do nothing. She can. On my dime, she
absolutely can. And um, so yeah, um, I've been thinking about her. Oh yeah, and then I'm just now transitioning into mommyhood. I'm a mother now. It's not out, girl. It's not life. I'm going through. They call it the maiden, the mother, the crone. My baby is the maiden.
in her innocence, she's in her newness, she's learning life. She doesn't know any of the atrocities. I'm a mother. I'm here to protect her. I'm here to teach. I'm all here all the things, right? And then my mother is in the crone era. She's in this era of wisdom. She should be sitting, contemplating, reflecting on life, seeing all the wisdom that she learned to bestow onto this child, right? To tell her some
The ways.
just to be safe. Let me just start the video over.
Okay, learn. Stop biting me, baby. The ways of life. She's here to talk to her about God and whatever, and whatever she learned as she progresses. We are all going through these are all major things. The baby is going through life itself. She's now transitioning into toddler stage. She is no longer a newborn. She's been on earth for damn near a year now.
Next month, she'll be on earth for a year. She been here for 12 months. Okay. 365 days. Okay. She has been here. So she is now learning how to walk, how to talk. She's more aware of people. She's saying hello. Okay. She's more aware that I am separate from her. She's getting ready to even start daycare.
Okay. My girl finna get into daycare. I have been thinking about it. I've been contemplating it, and I'm like, you know what? Lila need to go to daycare because she's so social. She love to talk to folks. It makes no sense, right? I could still, I could be an entrepreneur on the weekends and then work 4 days out of the week. I ain't get a break from her, okay, and get some time to myself just to make some money, some extra money, some extra bread.
Because I gotta do what I gotta do. I'm talking to
And talking to me at the same time. Okay, there's nothing I'm telling you that I ain't having to tell myself, and I ain't gotta work and figure out myself. I told y'all these are just revelations that I'm receiving. Don't shoot the messenger. I'm just the messenger, but I am listening to the message too. All right. So we are all four women is going, all four ladies, all four feminine energies is going through different stages of life, and I am
honoring that, and and even though I need space from my mama, I need a time apart because I need to be grounded in my reality, not in her reality. Her reality, her finances, her time, her what she could focus on, the frivolous things, all these different things ain't got shit to do with me. It's totally different from my life. I can't be distracted from by her quarrels, petty behaviors, petty arguments, all those things, all that energy to be on that. I cannot have that energy right now. I don't care. Okay? I don't give a fuck. I gotta make sure I make enough money for me and my baby. I gotta make sure me and my baby is good. I gotta get me income on paper. Okay? That has been my thing. My goal is for me and this girl to move. But in order for us to move, I gotta get income on paper while I am building my business. Okay. So I am in a limbo. I gotta balance between work and pursuing a dream. And what job fits all of those things, right? Now, like I said, we are all going through different phases and stages in life. And so we have to honor everybody's phases and stages and not try to force everybody to be in only one person's orbit. We are a solar system, but we are all separate planets. Granny is Venus, Mom is Mars. I'm Earth, she's Saturn. You feel me? But we all got to orbit together, coexist together, but we are individually in our own planets. What she got going on, what I got going on, what they got going on, what they got going on is all totally different. I can't put my burdens on her. I can't put my stress, my finances, all those things. She don't need to know that. She need to be playing. She got things to explore. I can't put race relations on her. I can't put politics on her. I can't put any of those things on her right now. Because none of those, I can't put religion. None of those things matter for Lilac. For Lilac, all she needs to know, don't put that in your mouth. No, no, no. When I say no, 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 no. Oh, and it's really yeah. Right? She's just learning the ways of the world. Me, I done learned it. I'm still learning, but I done learned. Now I'm learning how to teach it. It's one thing to pick up game. It's another thing to teach your kid the game and when to teach it, how to teach it. And I think about the song, the Life Jennings songs. Life's a trip, baby girl. Finally got some hips. I'm gonna come back to this. Which one you trust? But it was this part about her mama. Uh,
Mama said it's just like I used to get your stuff. It's not in her. It's not a. It's not. It's something like he says. It's not what Mama says. It's how. It's her delivery. So she's like the girl. The girl is getting to her womanism, her woman era, but her mama is trying to give her game. Like, look, you cute, but these niggas ain't shit. And her daughter trying to pop it. Like,
I'm getting attention. But he's like, it's nothing that the mama's saying is wrong. It's just how the mama delivered.
So my grandma is at the end of life. Why would I? And so this was something that I had to learn today, this upcoming week, right? While I was on my period and things like that. Why would I have my grandma watching my baby? My grandma doesn't need to be my Lilac's babysitter. My grandma is not Lilac's babysitter. Lilac don't really need to
Around Granny like that for that long. Okay, Granny is preparing to transition. Granny doesn't need to be watching Lilac. She's frisky. She's moving. She's climbing. She's loud. She's screaming. She's crying. She's all the things that she's supposed to do as a baby. But Granny nerves is rattled because Granny is trying to get prepared to rest in peace. Granny wants peace. Ain't nothing peaceful about a baby. Okay? Let Granny transition. Let Granny relax. Let Granny see the baby, get a baby a kiss, talk to the baby for 3 minutes, then go on about the business. And then do it again tomorrow. Do it again at the end of the day. Let Granny ask for the baby, but don't stick the baby on Granny. Mama, and the reason why I said Granny, I'm talking about your Granny, not the baby's Granny. Your Granny, your mama, okay? Mama, and I'm gonna just give you a little snippet of it, but I'll go thorough in another video, right? Mama is in this phase in her energy where she's at the church. The church is her refuge. The church is her fortress, okay? She at the church. When I was a kid, when I was a child, my grandma was at the church. I was at the church because I was with grandma. Okay, grandma at the church. My mama doing all the programs, doing all the things at the church. If she want to give to the church, she get to church. Her finances is to the church. Her finances goes to girls' night, her birthday clubs, okay, whatever else, because this is her last hooray. This is her last teenage years, her last 20s, right? Her last set of 20s. Before she gets bedridden, before she has to sit down because her bones ache and things like that, while she still has this vitality, she's out. She should be at brunch, okay? Then she gotta go on to the church. Then she gotta go to such and such's house for their thingy. She's social. Granny is social. Granny ain't in the house. Granny don't need to be in that. My mama is not a homebody. She is not a homebody. She is out and should be, because you know what? She's still working too. She's still at work. She has her own life. She's an adult. I don't need her to care about what I'm going through. She doesn't have to care. But she also doesn't need to come stressing me out either. Okay, bothering me. The things she got going on, I'm like, hey, girl, gone. Please get away from me. You know, please
get away from me. I got a lot to think about. I got a lot on my plate. I got a lot I'm juggling. I got a lot I'm figuring out. Stop asking me all these questions. I don't fucking know. I don't need to hear your criticisms. Leave me alone. I am figuring it out. And the way that mama raised me is different than how I'm going to raise Lila because of
the society and the times. The times we are in is different. Also, her in her reflective years, she is seeing me and she's remembering. So I am also a trigger of her past and the memories that she went through, right? Raising me. Her struggles as a single mom. Triggers. She's probably angry, being like, damn, I really didn't want her to go through what I went through. How the fuck did she make a stupid decision and a mistake to raise a baby on her own? And I'm like, girl, I have tried not to make the same mistake. I've tried. I did everything in my power, but he got me.
he got me. Okay. But thankfully, while in the midst of it, I took the time to prepare for this girl. I'm almost there. I'm almost reached my goal. Her life when she's 4 is gonna look different from her life right now. Okay? So, anyways.
Let's get into these adverse childhood experiences. This is stuff that happens between 0 to 17, right? These are traumatic events. This is saying that these traumatic events can spark up so much turmoil in a child's life. So whatever happens to a kid during a certain type of period in their life, any traumatic experiences that a child is exposed to, like rape, physical, sexual, emotional abuse, neglect, you know what I mean? Poverty, all these different things can impact you and shape how you present yourself to the world as an adult. Remember, our jobs as a mother, as a parent, is to prepare our children for adulthood, for the time when they don't need us, for them to come into all our job, all our duty is to prepare them for the rest of the world. I'm not here to prepare her. I'm not here to be her best friend. She could find a friend in me, but I am not her bestie. I'm not here to be Miss Twin Twin Twin. We're gonna dress alike sometimes just because it's cute and I just got a little girl. But other than that, I'm not her bestie. She is not my bestie. She is not my confidant. She is not my homegirl. She is not my sister friend. She's my child. And so my only duty here is to prepare Lilac for the world. And now the question for me is, what type of child do I want to present? What type of adult do I want to be, to raise? Ooh, this thing is coming at me, right? What type of child do I want to raise? Well, before I could decide what type of child I want to raise, I got to think about, well, what child do I, what type of environment did I set up for her to live in? Now, I am black. I am dark skinned. There are challenges and things and stuff that comes with just me existing. My baby is black. She is light skinned. There are things that she is going to come across too just from simply existing. But let's understand something. I am a dark skinned mother raising a light skinned child. That alone, people's stereotypes alone for that would be, I'm a mean mom. They automatically going to assume that I'm going to be a mean, abusive mom. So whenever I'm out with this girl, whenever I'm looking, doing all the things, I naturally have to make sure that I am not being a mean mom because people can report me to CPS. They are looking for any reason to report me to CPS because I have a light skinned daughter. If I had a dark skinned child, people wouldn't bat an eye. They wouldn't care. But because I have a light skinned daughter, whatever misconceptions, preconceived notions people have of dark skinned women and dark skinned parenting and all these things is going to be projected on me and Lily. Number two, I'm on welfare right now. Me alone, just income wise, just what is coming in my pockets is welfare. Baby. And so those are things that you have to put into play. You got to think about what is your reality? Are you a Hispanic mom? Okay, you a Hispanic mom. Are you a light skinned Hispanic mom or a darker hue Hispanic mom? Do you look like a chola or are you white passing? If you're not, does it look like, oh, automatically? Okay, are you an immigrant? Are you an immigrant mom? Different things you have to think about all your different what is your demographic. Are you a white mom? Okay, if you're a white mom, are you a fat white mom or are you a thin white mom? Because those come into play too. People treat fat white women differently than they treat thin white women. And if you're a white woman, do you have an accent? Are you Russian? Are you European? Are you Italian? All of our demographics, people like to say, well, why do you always got to put race into the subject? Why you got to put this, that, and third? Because it matters. All these things matters. How, especially in America, all these things matter in how you're going to shape your child. Do you plan on staying in poverty? Do you plan on being middle class? Do you plan on being rich? Do you plan on being extremely wealthy? Those determine your parenting styles, right? All these things come into play when it comes to our choices. Are you a single parent? Are you a co-parent? Are you guys married? How is that? You know what I mean? What's his background? Is he a dark skinned dad? Is he a white dad? Is he a light skinned dad? What is he? All these different things come into play and it all shapes our parenting style. And so that's why we're about to go into thinking about these parenting styles and figuring out what is the best for my child. Not what is the best, what is the attitudes behind them, but what is the best for my particular child. So there are four classic parenting styles. Now there are other ones, but for just the sake of now, we're just going to think about our classic parenting styles, which is authoritative, authoritarian, permissive, and uninvolved. You want to get it back in there? Yeah. Look at you, cutie, cutie. So it depends, right? So authoritative, authoritarian, permissive, and uninvolved. So permissive is not my baby. Permissive is a parenting style that I am struggling with and making sure that I was leaning on the fence of becoming a permissive parenting, but I have to kind of get me scooting over to
authoritative, okay? But permissive is, they said, is high in warmth and love,
but low in rules or boundaries. So these are oftentimes parents who act like their child's friend, and they avoid conflict while allowing their child to largely regulate their own behaviors. With this, children oftentimes struggle with authority and exhibit impulsive behaviors or have academic difficulties. Okay, this is the parents who let their kids smoke weed all the time, be out all. You remember you had, because if you was a strict parent, you knew. I mean, if you had a strict parent, you knew all the kids who was free flowing, right? Because these things shape how you date, right? And I really should say these parenting styles really show foot in teenage years, but we starting the groundwork in toddler years. The toddler stage sets you up for the teenage stage. How you parent in the toddler era is setting you up for how you parent in the teenage era. The toddler era is your foundational period. each I believe personally, each stage and phase of a child's life requires a different level of parenting. So in her baby era, right, in the infant newborn era, I am a permissive parent. It's child driven. She tells me when she's hungry. She tells me when, because I was on demand feeding and things like that. As long as I get her cues, I know what she wants. But now Lilac is about to turn 1. So between 1 and 2, we are in that transition. So I'm transitioning out of permissive and entering into trying to enter into authoritative, right? I am getting out of, okay, Lila, um, you know, from 1 to 2, she's starting to learn more about demands, about no, yes, you could do this, you can't do that. This is the time for me to be like, okay, if I take this bottle out of my baby's hand and she cries, am I going to give her the bottle back so she could stop crying? Or I'm going to let her ass cry until she soothes herself, right? This is the time where when people tell you to let the baby cry it out. This is the stage. This is the age that they're talking about. They're not talking about a newborn. At 3 months, I'm not letting Lila cry it out. But now, at 12 months, her ass can cry. Okay? She can cry. She'll be all right. There's nothing wrong with that girl. She'll be all right, right? But at 4 months, that would have been horrible. Like, why would I? That's neglect. That's neglect, right? But she's learning now. She's learning to test boundaries. She's doing cause and effect. Now it's like, okay, I don't have to be whoop. I'm not at the age of whooping her, popping her, because she doesn't understand yet. Thank you, Mama. But yeah, it's not no yelling. There's no screaming. There's no sit your ass down. It's not that phase yet. When she's 3, it's definitely some sit your ass down somewhere, child, right? But at 1, it's not sit your ass down. It's still okay, baby. But I'm also okay, no, right? You can have some things, you can have other things. And so for me, it's a balance. Like, okay, if Lilac is crying, okay, so sometimes we're on our walks, she'll go a long time being in the stroller. Like I could get to the full destination. I could get to the destination. I could do what I need to do, all those things while she's in the stroller. Which means I could leave the house, I could put her in a stroller. We'll leave the house. We'll get on the train. We'll get to where I need to get to. We'll go to Target. We'll shop. I'll check out all the things. I will finish everything that I need to do. Stop, Lilac. No, no, no. Okay. Okay. I love you. I love you. I can yeah, I could do all those things, right? But then when I'm like heading back towards the train, that's when she'll start to cry. People will be like, okay, well, cry it out. Let her cry it out. She's fine. There's nothing wrong with her. But no, I'm going to stop. I'm going to take her out and I'm going to feed her. I'm going to let her be out and all the things. Then when I try to put her back in, she cried because she don't want to be back in. Am I going to be mad and frustrated? No. You know why? Because I understand why she's crying. She's been in that thing for about a good hour or so. She wants to be out. She wants to be free. She wants to be held. She wants to be all the things. I'm not going to be mean and be like, no. It's intuitive. I knew what it's about. It's not, oh, you're spoiling her. Oh, it's no. It's just it's human. It's common sense. I would want somebody to do that for me too. So with uh permissive parenting, this rarely gives or enforces rules. I'm not enforcing and giving rules right now. I'm permissive. Again, she's turning one. Girl, I would, if you're trying to give rules and regulations to a 1 year old, you're wasting your energy. A 12-month-old, you're not giving rules and regulations, enforcing rules and regulations. That baby is going to look at you and laugh. Okay, how many times I said, Lolly, don't touch that? She looks at me and she laughs. You don't want you to go back and touch it. Okay?
Okay. There is no girl.
Look at those tears. No. She'd be like, Mom. It's so cute. Gotta move this right outside, moving all the different angles of these, y'all. But that was so far away, I couldn't see myself. Whew, ready to take this off too. Been a long day. Have been having this on since 12, since not 12, since 9 this morning. It's 1:21. All right, so let me ever finish this video. All right, y'all. So that's permissive parenting. A lot of a lot of people misconstrue gentle parenting with permissive parenting, and it can get to that point sometimes. There's a thin line, but it doesn't have to be, right? Now, there is the uninvolved neglectful parent. This is the one who lacks both warmth and rules. This is parents who provide the most basic physical needs but are emotionally and physically disengaged from their child's life. Okay, these are I was about to use a celebrity, but I don't even know the parenting situation to even utilize this, so I'm gonna leave that out. But this is our baby daddies. Damn, a celebrity bitch. This is our baby fathers. All right, this is a lot of what y'all co-parent is. This is a lot of y'all husbands. Very disengaged, very, not in tune with the child, not parenting, because a lot of y'all might have somebody that's there, but they're not involved at all. They don't care if you ate. They don't care. They ain't trying to fix the kids' plate and shit. They ain't trying to do none of those things. They just thinking about themselves. You asked them to go out to buy Pampers, they went out and bought a game. Okay. um these are the neglectful parent, and we call them deadbeats, but we should really, I feel like the term deadbeat parent is so overused. It's so overused that it doesn't even have the seriousness to it, right? We kind of played with it too much. But this is they're a neglectful parent. Their parent has it's neglect. Essentially, it's neglect, right? But this one, some of them at least provide the basic needs. All right, you gonna get some food, you gonna get some this, but I'm not involved in your school. I don't care if you get good grades. We know a lot of kids parents is like this. A lot of folks we think is slow, is autistic. They're not slow or autistic, they just had uninvolved neglectful parents. Some even had permissive parents. The women who let their sons cuss and they call them king, and they be dripped down and all this jewelry, and they only 5 years old. That type of shit. Okay. Yeah, 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 yeah. I love you, mama. Now, a lot of people who was neglectful parents is oftentimes drug addict parents. They often exhibit a lot of neglectful behaviors, right? If they're navigating addictions is really hard. It's even hard sometimes. Well, sometimes we be slow and sluggish and don't really feel like getting the kid what the kid need. Okay, we try to be lazy. So now let's go into actually authoritarian. Okay, so there's a difference between authoritative and authoritarian. All right, so the authoritarian is strictly rules based and demanding. They often characterized by a my way or the highway mentality. Parents prioritize obedience over emotional connection, offer limited flexibility. These children are often obedient and proficient, but can struggle with self-esteem, anxiety, and social competence. Now, this was how I was raised. I was I got stuff to say to y'all. Do you have a fear of public speaking? You don't have a fear. Ouch. You have a kiss? Can I have a kiss? Oh, thank you, baby. You're so sweet. Thank you. Okay, so with authoritarian, they said rules, strict rules and punishments. It's one way consideration. They don't give a fuck. It's what I say because I said so. Okay, like I said, I was raised this way. My mama did not play no games, honey. I had a very, very strict parent. I wouldn't now. I have been melodramatic and have told her that she is abusive. But she is not abusive. She is very no nonsense. Okay, honey girl don't play. Now she ain't just beating me just cause it's a Wednesday. Like she wasn't that. Her whoopings had a purpose, but really it's just like, girl, this is what this I set. This is the expectations that I set for you. Some of them were way higher than they needed to be, but she had to. It wasn't. I'm not saying that she was wrong for being authoritarian. She had to be, and the way that I was, the way the situation was, the way how I had to be raised and things like that, like the way I was being grown up in, I had to be that way. I had to be raised that way. Okay, um, I was the one. I had to be a quiet, obedient child. I had to sit. A child should be seen and not heard, right? Spoil the child, spare the rod, spoil the child. Shit. I was raised with, like I said, I had to go with grandma. I was with grandma everywhere. I was at the hometown buffet. I was at Granny's doctor's appointments. Me and Granny was all around the world on a bus. Okay, I took the bus with Granny to Compton. Then we got picked up by my aunt. Then we go get us some hometown buffet. Then we go to Rouse to go get stuff for the house. And then I'm lugging all the shit in the house, okay, for my cousins and them to eat. Not even me. I lived it. Can I put you in here? Here, hold on. Hold on. Hold on, y'all. Okay. There you go. Have y'all had this? Now it's very expensive, but I likes it. It costs the same thing at the farmer's market. Okay. Be careful. Don't be climbing on that. No, no, no. Sit still. No. Get down, mama. Okay. Every time I think I got her in a good spot where I could kind of leave her, she just be moving. She be moving. All right. So again, I had to be with grandma. I had to be with my aunt, which is my grandma's sister. I had to be at the church. I had cousins picking me up and watching me. I had people wanting me to go to Broadway shows with them. Like I was going to Lion King on Broadway. I was going to see the ballet, the Nutcracker. I was doing all these different things. I had all these experiences, but the reason why I had them was because a lot of older people loved to take me. I was an only child. And the reason why they loved to take me because I was quiet. I was obedient. My mom had to raise me that way for me to have the exposure. She needed people to watch me. She was a single mom. She had to work 12-hour shifts. I'm gone from her. So she's on the phone. I need to hear the fear in her voice. I needed to be fearful. I needed when she's like, you get home at this time. When you get home, you call me to let me know. I didn't have the keys to my house. I didn't have free agency and things like that. I was at grandma's house. I caught the bus from school to grandma's house, which was actually closer. And Granny was in a good neighborhood then. We just got to South Central. When I was in my 20s was when my grandma moved to South Central. But before then, my grandma lived in on over there by Pico and Fairfax. Okay, I was a mid city girl. Okay, I was a mid city girl. Okay, that's for the LA natives. They know. So, and not just my grandma, my aunt also was. All my aunts are mid city girls. Okay, and so she had those parenting styles were suitable for that. Also, school. You can't be cutting up in school. Not back in the day. Not with them teachers. Okay? You acting up in school means you finna get into truancy. You finna get we didn't have all of them hardcore punishment style things. I went to a magnet school. I went to private school. I went to a charter school. Like, I went to schools that, yeah, they provided like great, excellent education, but they was not playing about behavior. You know, they was not playing about behavior. So I couldn't be an unruly kid even if I wanted to. She couldn't have been a permissive parent even if she wanted to. She had to be authoritative because of our background. I didn't grow up in poverty, but mama still struggled. I wasn't in poverty. My mama didn't get food stamps. I didn't get none of that. My mama was raised in poverty. We were just the lower middle class. I lived in the hood, but I didn't live in the hood. I lived in the entrance of the hood. Okay? The entrance way to the hood. I never grew up in the projects, bitch. I ain't never even been to the projects. I drive past it. And that was when I was an adult. I ain't never been over on that side till I was a teenager. I ain't never been to Compton until I was a teenager, except for when my grandma. But I didn't know about. Well, actually, no, I take that back. I've been in Compton my whole life, but because my cousins live in Compton, my uncle lived in Compton. We was always in Compton. Now I'm thinking about it. It's not here nor there. But that's not what I was trying to say. And Compton actually is really beautiful. Like, people really don't know. Like, there's such beautiful homes in Compton, beautiful neighborhoods. Like, I would raise lilac in Compton. To be honest with you, I might have to look into that. Um, I gotta see what Compton's like now. Like, is Compton's Mexicanini, then we still gotta go to Atlanta. But if it's not, I wouldn't mind. If there's still like a lot of black things out there. But even I was at the museum the other day and I found out Langston Hughes was up in Compton in Central Ave and doing all of the things. I'm like, wow, that's so cool. But anyways, getting back into it. Um that's what she had to do. But times are different now. I can't be the mom my mom was to Lilac. Again, I was a dark skinned girl with a dark skinned mama. We was not on welfare. We wasn't on any of those things. So people also was a mind a business type of thing. She was whooping ass. Your mama was whooping ass. Her mama was whooping ass. They mama was whooping ass. Everybody mama was whooping ass. The school was whooping ass. every the school supported your mama whooping your ass, all the things, right? But now in this era of parenting and childhood today, if I even raised a hand at Lily, right? Oh my God, let me report. Oh my God, let me record. Oh my God, there's so much more surveillance on us as parents. We cannot be emotionally erratic the way our parents were. There's more consequences to our actions. We have always lived in an environment where, as millennials at least, where there was major consequences to our actions, right? So majority of us millennial parents, I mean, people now, I should say parents because we are parents now. A lot of us, majority of us came from authoritative parents. We came, right, especially as black kids. Our parents didn't play that. The ones who did play that ended up with kids that was in the gangs, right? But some of them, their parents didn't play that shit either, right? So it just depends. Um, but yeah. So now that was not authoritative, that was authoritarian, right? So those are authoritarians. Our parents had to be authoritarian. The next one, the last one, is authoritative. This is a balance between high expectations. It balances high expectations with deep warmth and communication. These parents set clear boundaries but are flexible, encouraging independence while guiding children through mistakes. This is what I aim to do. I don't play with lightly. You're not gonna be out here being stupid in this world. I have structure. I try to make as much structure, but I'm not rigid in my structure. Okay, I'm not, like I said, I'm not about to be off the hands off the rails with her, but there's a balance. I'm not about to tell her you're going to go to this school, you're going to this, you're going to that. I'm looking and seeing, okay, you know what? Is this is more of like you, this is authoritative parenting is for us parents who wanted our children to go to Montessori school, homeschools and things like that, right? Like a lot of us are moving into towards like homeschooling, creative schools, you know, these small learning community type of things for our children. So they don't have to be obedient, still rigid, right? The way that we had to for those 8 hours a day and shit like that. No, these kids, they're going to be Dora the Explorer. The school is going to support all of those things and so on. So these children, their outcome typically is higher self-esteem, better social skills, and strong emotional regulation because they're looking at us. If we exhibit strong emotional regulation, these kids are going to too. Now, the thing about the authoritarian parent is authoritarian can lead your child into abusive relationships. You end up in these relationships that I ended up in that I was talking to y'all about in the last episode, right? I have a I have difficulties with those with like I tell y'all, like I don't like relationships because I feel confined, I feel restricted, I feel controlled, and I end up attracting partners who either wants control of me or is so neglectful. I hit both of those extremes, right? And so for me, I have to be evolved to be with great partners, to be with healthier partners instead of continuing to attract neglectful, or because I have a neglectful parent, right? Because I have a father who neglected me, or I have a authoritarian parent, a mother who was very strict. So I have the father who abandoned his responsibility and a mother was who was tenfold on that shit, right? And so I either am with the neglectful man, the casual fling, the one night stand, he don't give a fuck about me, or I'm with the men who are overly obsessive of me. They still don't like me, they still not really into me, but they want to tell me when to answer my phone, what to do, what to wear, how to be, all the things, right? So I've gotten both ends of the spectrum of horrible partners, right? And so evolving, not making those same mistakes, it would be for me to now, I'm gonna be in this new era of my life, it will be between this permissive men who let me run all over them. I could cheat on them if they wanted me to, or somebody who is like, okay, we're interdependent. I We could do long distance relationship if we wanted to. We could, we're there for each other, but we also have each other's, have our own lives within our relationship with each other, right? So that's the same thing with parenting. It's like, okay, babes, I'm not fear mommy. I don't want you to fear mommy. I want you to come to talk to me about anything. I'm going to help you navigate through these struggles, but I'm not going to live life for you. I'm going to make you just so codependent on me. Okay? You're not going to be all helpless, a little stupid little girl, and by the end of the year, you still with, by the end of life as an adult, you still living at home with your mama. You ain't learned no real life skills. You ain't went to school or nothing. Ain't did shit with yourself. Mm. But authoritative parenting is great for kids who are strong-willed. I have a strong-willed child. You gotta come up here to drink some. I have a strong-willed child. She's very knowing of herself. I just guide that and support that, while also making sure her ass don't do too much. It's like supporting your child's beauty and self-esteem without encouraging her to be a hoe. Lottie not about to have 5 niggas that are at the house when she's a teenager, but I'm gonna have her make sure she pop her shit. But she can have a boyfriend if she wanted one, type shit. Now, some of y'all had parents who were authoritative or even probably permissive, and up until you got to high school, and then they started being strict, or ever till you got to adulthood, 21-year-old, and that's when they trying to give you a curfew type shit, right? So we all have parents. Our parents go through different phases and stages, and we're going to go through different phases and stages of when we need to be one parent and we need to be the other. Because when they get 6, 7, 8, we probably got to be authoritative. I'm like, girl, sit your ass down somewhere, because they try you at different phases and ages of their life. So I don't think there's a one size fit all. I think that we all kind of move through the motions of each one. I think we'll be neglectful when we become adults. We don't know when they become adults. Hold on, because it's too big for your mouth. Excuse me. Oh, I'm so sorry, y'all. Mm. Okay. So we've covered the parenting styles, and I just wanted to cover them because it's just to put just a frame of thinking for your mind as to how you want to be. There's still more. I think the authoritative one will go into the great with uh gentle parenting. That's really where gentle parenting is. Even though people think it's permissive parenting, but it's gentle parenting is authoritative, right? This is where it emphasizes empathy, understanding, and natural consequences over traditional punishment. So the gentle parenting will be determined, okay, when the child makes a mistake or when the child does something that displeases the parent, how does the parent respond? The helicopter parent, they're highly involved and overprotective. These parents micromanage their child's life, which can sometimes hinder their child's ability to develop independence. I had a helicopter parent. Okay, sis was helicoptery. Go woo to this day. All right, that's why I have to be blocking her sometimes because she got. I ate you. I ate you. And then we have attachment styles. We have so much more that goes into the play and the reasoning and of our relationship with our child. You know, our and it's just so much there's so much that goes into parenting, right? That we just don't think about, and you wonder why you feel like the weight of the world is on your shoulder, because it really is when it comes to this one particular, or two, three, whatever, how many children you decide to have. That's why you should just be popping out and making babies, because shit, each one you gotta put in that work. You know what I mean? Like it's fun and games to be a plant mom and have 1,000 plants, but each plant requires a lot of work, right? You could have a beautiful garden, but each thing that you garden has something else in requirements for it. So your little seed, your little sprout, okay, they got different. I gotta change your pamper, mama. They got it's gonna require different things. What is required for Lilac is gonna be different from my next child, right? So, and no size fit all for each child. And so yeah. All right. So let me go to my tend to my regret, because I haven't really spent the day with her. Okay. She needs some loving. All right, y'all.